important to get this second to last corner right, just to get that nice amount of cut so you don't have to brake too much or lift off too much. Seems to have taken it quite nicely as he comes down to the final corner now. Flips the curve ever so slightly. Is he going to improve? Okay, as Caarlsberi retires from the session, so Napola takes pole position, and John comes home in P2. So excellent result for the two guys there. With the greatest respect to Napola and John, they're not the guys that we would kind of expected at the front of the grid. So it's going to be, I'm quite keen to see what goes on behind them and how long they can sustain those positions, because I'd imagine it will cause quite a few cars to do some bunching, and the guys towards the back, it might allow them to make some spaces up. So I would expect a very interesting start. Dobby's had a good start behind Miles. Looks like he's lagging quite a lot, and he's lagged straight into the back of John, which may be giving him some wing damage. There's a few cars going off in the background. Miles is lagging very, very badly. Trizzy Antonio's got past Dobby into P4, so he's made up a couple of places so far. There's some lag there. Yeah, Miles is lagging horrendously. He needs to retire from the session. Is he going to cause any problems?
Okay, that's a good start.
1 minute he spun, next minute he didn't. Miles needs to retire from the session, unfortunately. So James, who's just defending from Caarlsberi there with the two Renaults just behind, who actually swapped positions, I believe. You've got someone going around the outside of Pagani. That is Caarlsberi. He's had a good start. They go side by side. He has got Whisket just behind him. Caarlsberi makes the move and finds himself up to P10, so a good start so far. Yeah, Miles is off on the gravel, now he's back on track. Yeah, this is not good. As a reference to the F1 YouTube Into the Barrier, this is definitely aliens. You can be sure of that. As we see Dobby and Caarlsberi going side by side. Dobby's a bit too cautious. I think he might be going into the pits. Yeah, Dobby's coming to the pits. So Caarlsberi has the move on Miles. Hopefully Miles doesn't brake too late or cause any issues, as Caarlsberi is going to have a look around the outside of John. Is he going to make it stick? He will be under DRS. As we see Sean, Carl and Fuzz are all very close to one another, and Fuzz has got the move on both of them. So Caarlsberi gone, and Miles completely cuts the corner to go into P2. Caarlsberi in third, so now we have 6 cars going side by side as Fuzzer and Carl and Sean all get past John now, so a horrible first sector. Okay, Caarlsberi and Fuzzer. Okay, so Napola has pitted from the lead. Sorry, I must have missed that. So that's probably going to bring him out in P10. So now that gives... Ooh. Okay, a move there from Caarlsberi, which slightly nudged Fuzzer. Maybe that was just a bit of traction. Miles takes the lead of the Grand Prix, which is going to be good news for Napola's little pack. We've shown up into P4. Caarlsberi's made 10 places up so far onto the final place of the podium. You can take a little on board the puzzle just because we can see what's unfolding in front of them. Now who's going to be pitting next? A lot of the guys looking like they're on super soft tyres here. I think we've got to see Miles dive into the pits very soon. Saying that, I think he might be coming in this lap. There we go. This Caarlsberi takes the lead of the Grand Prix, so from 13th I believe to 1st. Now it's his opportunity to put away on his soft tyres. He needs to make as much time up as possible before he makes his stop. I think, knowing Carl, he's probably going to try and one-stop this and go on to ultra soft towards the end. As NR's retired from the session, what on earth has happened to him? He's binned it. But he's still got 8 or 9 laps to go, so he doesn't need to do anything too rash. Last year's championship winner, as Josh gets a 3-second time penalty. Carl's going to look up the inside. Ooh, a bit of contact, I think. Carl just needs to ease up a little bit. Doesn't need to push too hard. Carl's going to look around the outside, going to the second to last corner. That nicely, bit of a touch. And makes the move on John. He has just a little bit of time there, so Carl obviously much quicker. I expect to see him set the fastest lap very soon. He's got 3.5 seconds to get on to the podium soon, I believe.
Full course caution. The safety car is out. Keep an eye on the delta. We need to keep it positive to avoid a penalty.
What's happened to the safety car's coming in? As Fuzz is warming up his tyres before he makes that big push. And as soon as that goes green, DRS has been enabled and the race is back underway. Carl's going to be looking to push. Fuzz has had a good restart.
Easy on the car till we get it repaired. We don't want to risk making this worse.
Any silly moves into turn 1. You've got a, I think that was a Ferrari going up the inside. A bit further down the field. This is literally as good as a race, as a start of a race. Is that car having a look? Yep, Carl squeezed out Miles, but he's lost positions to Schoen now. Schoen finds himself in second with Carl's teammate just behind. Oh, oh dear. Lag from Miles there. This cost Carl another position, so Carl's dropped down into P5. When Miles has spun, there's been a massive bit of contact. I think, was that Napola, was that, who was that he hit? Miles has left the session. I knew that his lag was going to come into play somewhere. And unfortunately it's at the cost of one of the other drivers. I think we've seen an incident towards the back of the field where Henry gets a time penalty. Now, Schoen finds himself in P2. Carl gets a 3-second time penalty, so he's had a horrendous ending to the race at expense of Schoen and his teammate Whiskey. As Carl's made a move, I believe, into P3, and Schoen is on, what tyres is Schoen on? Is he on softs as well? Here he is. He finds himself less than a second away from a race win, I believe, with a lap and a half to go. Pub's around, he's put himself up into third. So Carl's got back past his teammate, and now he's lost a position out to Pub. Although, did Pub Serrani take his drive-through penalty? I don't think he did. I think he's going to have to do it now. And Fuzzer takes the win. We're going to jump down the field so we don't lag out of position. Carl takes third. And we've got, is that Henry? He's hit the wall in the background. Yeah, so Henry's lost it on the final corner from 6th place. So Schoen takes the win. Fuzzer must have had a time penalty, so that's a brilliant drive from Schoen. First win of the season for him, he's going to be chuffed for that. Yeah, so it was all down to a time penalty. So Schoen takes the win. Second is Fuzzer, and Caarlsberi rounds off the podium in P3. Whiskey in 4th, Chris Logan in 5th, Napola in 6th. Had a great opportunity for a podium there, but he pitted towards the end under the safety car. James in 7th, John in 8th, and then Pub in 9th, and then Henry unfortunately losing it on the final corner of the race in P10. We had retirements from Miles, Dobby, Trizzy was there but wasn't. Then we had Josh, George Ellis, NR, Funky, Pagani and Shay. All too familiar down the bottom with DNFs, unfortunately. Driver of the day for me has to be Schoen. Fuzzer obviously in contention, as well as Carl. The top 5 actually all started outside the top 10, excluding Schoen, so they all had a case. But for Schoen to qualify in 10th place and then go on to take the win, take some beating. So well done to you, Schoen. But that wraps up P9 of the Division 1 TUF Racing League. Next race is in Britain, and that will be on Tuesday evening, so make sure you all tune in for that. Thank you very much, and see you later.